You wake up, check your bank balance, and suddenly, that familiar sinking feeling hits you again. The money you thought would last the whole month is almost gone, and you have no idea how. It feels like no matter how hard you work, you just can't seem to get ahead. Maybe you tell yourself that once you start making more money, things will get better. But deep down, you know the truth. This isn't just about how much you earn. It's about how you manage it. Most people think budgeting is just about cutting expenses or tracking bills, but it's much more than that. It's the foundation of financial success. And yet, so many people keep making the same mistakes over and over again, mistakes that silently drain their wealth and keep them trapped in a cycle of financial stress. Today, I'm going to break down 5 budgeting mistakes that are keeping you broke and, more importantly, how to fix them before it's too late. Mistake number 1. Not having a budget at all. Let's be honest, most people don't budget because they think they don't need one. They believe they have a general idea of their expenses and assume they can manage their money in their head. But here's the truth. If you don't have a written budget, you don't actually know where your money is going. Think of your finances like a bucket with holes in it. Every time you spend money without tracking it, another hole appears. You might think it's fine because you're earning money and pouring more into the bucket. But if you're not plugging those holes, no matter how much you pour in, the bucket will always be empty. That's why some people earn 6 figures and still live paycheck to paycheck, while others earn half as much and are financially stable. The fix: start tracking your income and expenses. It doesn't have to be complicated. Use an app like Mint or YNAB, a simple spreadsheet, or even just a notebook. The goal is to know exactly where every dollar is going. Because if you don't control your money will control you. Mistake number 2. Ignoring small expenses. A $5 coffee, a $10 lunch, a $20 Uber ride. Alone, none of these seem like a big deal. But let's do the math. If you spend just $10 a day on things you don't really need, that's $300 a month, $3,600 a year. Over 10 years, that's $36,000. And if you invested that money instead, you could be sitting on $50,000 or more, just from cutting unnecessary spending. The problem isn't spending money, it's spending money without awareness. Most people don't realize how much these small expenses add up. They don't see the danger until one day, they look at their bank account and wonder where all their money went. The fix: start tracking every single expense for 30 days. Every coffee, every snack, every online order. You'll be shocked at how much money is slipping through your fingers. Once you see the numbers, it becomes easier to make smarter choices and cut out wasteful spending. Mistake number 3. Underestimating irregular expenses. You budget for rent, groceries, and bills, but then out of nowhere, your car breaks down. Or your laptop stops working. Or you have to buy holiday gifts. Suddenly, your entire budget is ruined, and you're forced to put the expense on a credit card. This is how people get trapped in a debt cycle. The reality is, these expenses aren't actually unexpected. We know holidays come every year. We know our car will eventually need repairs. We know medical expenses can happen. But because we don't plan for them, we end up scrambling when they hit. The fix: create a sinking fund. This is a separate savings account where you put small amounts of money aside every month for irregular expenses. Even setting aside just $50 a month can make a huge difference when these expenses come up. Instead of panicking, you'll be prepared. Mistake number 4. Not adjusting your budget. Let's say you made a budget 6 months ago and you're still following it exactly. But life changes. Maybe your rent increased, your salary changed, or you have new expenses. If your budget isn't flexible, it will eventually stop working. Think of it like a workout plan. If you start lifting weights but never increase the weight, you stop making progress. Your budget works the same way. If you don't update it as your life changes, it won't help you grow financially. The fix: review your budget every month. Adjust for new expenses, increase savings if your income rises, and cut unnecessary spending if needed. A good budget isn't rigid, it evolves with you. Mistake number 5. Only budgeting, but not saving or investing. Let's say you track every dollar you spend, you avoid unnecessary expenses, and you stick to your budget religiously. That's great, but if you're not saving or investing, you're still making a huge mistake. Budgeting is about managing money, but wealth is built through saving and investing. If all your money is just being spent, even if it's spent wisely, you're still in the same place financially. Here's a scary fact. 65% of Americans have little to no savings. And millions of people reach retirement age with barely enough money to survive. Why? Because they never prioritized saving and investing when they were younger. The fix: follow the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for saving and investing. Automate your savings so that a portion of your paycheck goes straight to your savings account before you even see it. And don't just save, invest. Even if you start with just $50 a month, compound interest will turn that into a fortune over time. Final reality check. Now take a moment and ask yourself, how many of these mistakes are you making? Maybe you're ignoring small expenses. Maybe you're not planning for irregular costs. Or maybe you're stuck in a cycle of spending everything you earn. Here's the truth. Fixing even one of these mistakes can completely change your financial future. Imagine looking at your bank account and finally seeing it grow instead of shrink. Imagine having money saved up for emergencies instead of relying on credit cards. Imagine knowing that your future is secure because you made smart financial choices today. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now. So, if this video helped you, drop a comment and tell me which mistake hit you the hardest. And if you're serious about breaking free from financial stress and building real wealth, make sure to subscribe, because this is just the beginning of your journey to financial success.